Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Gregory Martin, aka the Super Producer, and today is finally the day. Oscar predictions. So I know I've teased this topic for the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks, but today we're finally here. So after reviewing and having a chance to watch the majority of the movies, the actors, just all the performances, I've kind of narrowed it down to who I think are going to win the big prizes. So I'm not going to go through every category. I'm just going to touch on the main categories that people care about, honestly. No offense to editors or composers, but I'm going to give my winners, or pick my winners for best actor, actress, supporting actress, supporting actor, and director. First up, we're going to do lead actor. Here are the nominees: Antonio Banderas, Pain and Glory; Leonardo DiCaprio, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood; John Pierce, Two Popes; Joaquin Phoenix, Joker; Adam Driver, Marriage Story. The winner of the Oscar is going to be Joaquin Phoenix for his performance in Joker. Hands down, I think Joaquin Phoenix delivers the goods for this nomination. In my opinion, Joaquin Phoenix's performance as a Joker is by far in the top two or three for me. My favorite Joker would be Heath Ledger's performance, and then I think Joaquin Phoenix kind of edges Jack out for the second spot, in my opinion. So Joaquin Phoenix, I'm expecting him to go home with the gold statue once the nominees are called out on Sunday. Next up, we have Best Supporting Actor. The nominees are Tom Hanks, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood; Anthony Hopkins, Two Popes; Al Pacino, The Irishman; Joe Pesci, The Irishman; Brad Pitt, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The only film I wasn't able to see was A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood with Tom Hanks, but I was able to catch all the other performances. Anthony Hopkins was brilliant. Al Pacino and Joe Pesci, I thought their performances were really good in The Irishman. That film, just like from a production, acting, directing standpoint, was to me a masterclass in filmmaking. Brad Pitt's performance was really good. So I understand why he was getting so much buzz for this film, and he won the BAFTA for his performance in the film. However, for the Oscars, I'm going with Anthony Hopkins in Two Popes. His performance as the Pope, I think Ratzinger, was on another level. If I had the option of Anthony Hopkins' character versus the Brad Pitt's role, I just have to wing with Anthony Hopkins. I think he played the character really well. I think he had a really great partner to play off of. I think that Jonathan Pierce's performance helped Anthony Hopkins' performance in this film. I said immediately, like, he's going to win an Academy Award for that one. So that is my choice, Anthony Hopkins. Next up, we have lead actress, and the nominees are Scarlett Johansson, Marriage Story; Renee Zellweger, Judy; Charlize Theron, Bombshell; Cynthia Erivo, Harriet; Charisse Ronan, Little Women. So this is another category that I did not see all the nominees. However, I didn't need to see those films, because the clear winner for this Oscar is Renee Zellweger. Judy, without Renee Zellweger's character or portrayal of Judy Garland, the movie falls flat on its face. I mean, my God, the movie's called Judy. The only other performance that I did see was Scarlett Johansson's The Marriage Story, and I've said it in the previous videos to the run-up to this one, she's done better work that should have garnered her an Oscar win but this just wasn't it for me. Renee Zellweger, she won that BAFTA, so I anticipate she's going to win the Oscar because for me, her role, her portrayal was the best of last year. Next up, Best Supporting Actress. And the nominees for this category are Kathy Bates, Richard Jewell, Laura Dern, Marriage Story, Scarlett Johansson, Jojo Rabbit, Florence Pugh, Little Women, Margot Robbie, Bombshell. For me, the hands down winner for this category was Laura Dern. She wasn't in the movie the entire time, but her role was very memorable for me. I even remember when watching the film, just sitting there looking like, man, she's going to get a nomination for this role. And sure enough, she did. I think part of that is on her name, her reputation, and you know, for better or for worse. That aside, I think the role, the performance is very merited for this nomination. Like she was great. She was a scene stealer. She was very believable. You know, I didn't like her. Like she made me not like her, and I like Laura Dern just as a person. As a person, I like her, and she made me not like her as a character. And I think that has to do something with the overall story. You know, the Marriage Story is, if you don't know, is about, you know, two people who are married. And Laura Dern plays, you know, a lawyer for Scarlett Johansson, and she just epitomizes what people who have gone through that experience feel. And I think she will win the Oscar for her performance in that portrayal. I forgot to mention this in the opening, but I will also be discussing Best Picture. And the nominees for this category are Ford vs. Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Parasite, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So this category has the most nominees, and I think it is rightfully so. I watched all of these films. I watched all of these films except for a few of them. And if you watch my end of the decade review, you know that my favorite to win this category, this nomination, was The Joker. It was a great film, it's a phenomenal film. However, with new information comes a new realization, you know, that the information that you once knew has to be amended. And after watching 1917, I think that is going to win the Best Picture. That film was an immersive experience. The film never let you take a break. It was just such the stakes were just elevated and elevated and elevated and elevated, and everything just worked very well with the film. From the acting, the direction, to the editing, Roger Deakins' cinematography, the way that they stitched the entire film together to look like it was filmed continuously. Now I know that technique has been used previously before. I know it was a big thing when Birdman won. The single shot told the story, and after listening to Sam Mendes, you know, on different interviews and behind the scenes, saying that, you know, he wanted to portray that, you know, in war there's no breaks, you're always turned on. You know, you have to be on it at all times, because it could be life or death to you or your other soldiers, or the production value that they had to do to building these trenches, to building these sets, that the planning that it took. So it literally looks like they are doing this in a continuous shot. It was such a great feat of filmmaking. I felt like I was in that era, and in the 1917. Like, I know I was a very big proponent of the Joker, of Joker, but 1917 is my pick for Best Picture. Now, last but definitely not least, we have the nominations for Best Director. And here are the nominees. Sam Mendes, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Quentin Tarantino. Joker, Todd Phillips. Parasite, Bong Joon-ho. The Irishman, Martin Scorsese. And for me, the Best Director last year was Martin Scorsese. I've said it in the past, I'm not a huge fan of Martin Scorsese's catalog. However, The Irishman was an absolute masterclass in filmmaking. And the direction was a big part of that. Sam Mendes won Best Director at the BAFTAs for 1917. Granted, that may be a little skewed because he is British. Sam Mendes' direction in 1917 was really good. I think, and this is no knock against him, I think that the success of that film had more to do with the editing. The score had a big part of that film. Roger Deakins' cinematography had a big part of that film. And out of all those things, Sam Mendes' direction was maybe like my third favorite thing out of that film versus The Irishman. I was just captivated by the filmmaking and the direction that Scorsese took the film. The Oscars should go to Martin Scorsese for his direction. So there you have it. Those are my picks for the awards. Here's a recap of them. And please let me know what you think of these choices. Leave a comment below to let me know what you think if you differ from my opinion. And I look forward to watching the award ceremony and then coming back and seeing if these picks came to light. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.